this?
Yes.
Ah, okay. And what is the fear? What are you afraid of?
Doing something totally different, I guess.
Okay. And why are you afraid of that?
I'm just afraid that I won't be able to do it, or I won't be good at it, or...
So you hear those right there? Those are false beliefs. Remember what we said earlier, you live everything that you believe. You were a nurse. You know how hard it is to be a nurse? If you're smart enough to be a nurse, you're smart enough to do this, right? And change is constant. Everything is going to change. There's nothing you can do about it. There's always going to be a change. It's you're letting some false beliefs get in your way. There are some other ones that if you dig a little bit deeper, you will also uncover and realize. And it's a matter of also shifting those beliefs. But we promise you, if you can hold a vision of this in your mind, you can manifest it, you can do it. It's just you want to do it from a place where there's some eagerness, some excitement, some energy flow, and make it more of a visceral, more of a feeling type of thing rather than an intellectual type of thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Good. Good. Is there more?
I think that's it, really.
You think that's it?
I just feel fearful to move forward.
Okay.
And
one of the best questions that you can ask when you feel fearful, because when you feel fearful, you're coming up against the limiting belief, is to ask, what am I afraid of? And see what comes up. And then see if it's a false belief or something that someone told you or an indoctrinated belief. You are an intelligent woman. You became a nurse. You worked as a nurse. Being a nurse is a very complicated job that takes quite a bit of intellect and ability, stamina, etc. So if you have the wherewithal, and you certainly do, to do that, you certainly have the wherewithal to do this. So you might be dealing with beliefs about maybe starting over again, maybe the fear of learning new things, maybe going back to school, and things like that, where you might not have the energy and the eagerness that you would have had when you were younger. But we promise you can still do it if you really want to. What would happen if you didn't do it?
I would be unhappy.
You would be unhappy. Okay.
I would hate my job no matter where. If I went back to the hospital or something.
Okay. All right. So can you find some fuel within that to sort of get you to move forward a little bit?
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of negative reinforcement, but we would focus on the positive things about this new career, this new direction, the new thing that you like to do. We would go as far as to write them down and to look at them every few days and start helping yourself with the energy to move in that direction. We promise you, if you really want to do it, you could do it. It's just a question of right now, it doesn't feel like that you really want to do it that much. It's not that big of a desire within you. Is that fair?
I feel like I really want to do it.
You do?
I do.
Okay.
When I talk about it or think about it, I get really excited.
That's what we've been waiting for. That's what we've been waiting to feel. That's the energy. That's the alignment. When you feel inspiration, when you feel eagerness, when you feel excitement, that's when you're in alignment. That's what you're looking for. We weren't really feeling that from you till there. We needed to poke you and prod you a little bit to get that to come up. But that will get you there if that is really what you want to do.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, good. Is there more, or do you feel complete?
Why am I so afraid to move forward? I just don't.
Because the human species has been indoctrinated to be afraid to move forward. You have been taught things like you have to be right, what other people think matters, and those types of things. When you were a child, and this is not specifically about you, but when you were children, you would go to school and then you would get a test. And the test, there would be 10 questions, and you would get 9 of them right, and you would focus on the one that you got wrong instead of the 9 that you got right. You get 90%. That's wonderful. Nope, didn't get this one right. And that's what you've been indoctrinated to believe, and that's what you've been taught is appropriate. And we're here to tell you that that type of thinking, when you get older, causes you to freeze. Right?
Yeah.
When you were a little girl and you were learning how to walk, do you know how many times you fell down?
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah. And it didn't matter. You were going to walk. Right? It was simple as that. You were going to walk. And then we go to school and then we start learning that some people are right and some people are smarter and they get an A, and the manipulation and the false beliefs start. So it's all indoctrination, and you can unlearn. As we said in the beginning, so much of what is spiritual practice and helping people move forward these days is not learning new things, it's unlearning the things that are getting in your way. And these are the things that are getting in your way. Does it matter what other people think?
No.
No. But if you believe it does, then it affects you. Do you need to be right?
No.
No. Okay. So those are two things that may not be affecting you, but that is part of the indoctrination that you learned from school.
Right.
And that's where things get. So is there an exam or anything that you have to take to become this type of a nurse?
Maybe. I mean, I'd have to be a nurse practitioner if I wanted to do it.
Okay.
2 more years of school.
2 more years of school. And how does that sound to you?
Awful.
Okay, now we're getting somewhere, right? For all the reasons that we just mentioned, right, about being right and what other people think and older students and everything else. Good, good. So don't give up on your dream. Focus on the positive parts of it. And as we said, maybe there's other ways that you can do this. Maybe there's other ways that you can inform the public. Maybe there's other ways that you can bring your ability to help and to teach and to be of service. Maybe there's some other ways besides doing it specifically as a job. And we just would like you to be open to that idea. Okay?
Okay, yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Good. You feel a little better?
Yeah. Yeah.
Excellent. Good. Thank you.
Thank you.